This month's theme is food gifts. And I've got Molly with Maple Ridge Farms here. Molly's worked with us for a long time, does a great job taking care of us. Molly, thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you for having us. We're always excited when we get a chance to chat.
We've got a handful of partners that we like working with. Maple Ridge Farms is one of our favorites. We're going to talk today about how to choose the perfect food gift that your whole office will appreciate. We're going to talk about also how to handle stress-free drop shipments from small to large scale, why quality and presentation are important with food gifts, because there's a lot of folks out there that do food gifts, but the food itself is not great. And then also talk about some bestsellers. So if you want to follow along, or you want to pull up mapleridge.com, mapleridge.com, you can do that. And with that, we're going to start moving through the topics here. So Molly, the first thing we're going to talk about is choosing the perfect food gift that the whole office will appreciate. And you and I have talked about the fact that for new clients, we send the coffee cake. And one of the reasons we received a coffee cake several years ago from you all, just as a thank you, I think, for a large order. We liked it so much, it came in our whole office. We were able to involve the whole office. So I told you, one of the things I think with food gifts, when I run into people, I think it feels like something has been done for a long time, and they're a little turned off to it, I feel like. But we have found we get rave reviews on that particular, it's the coffee cake that you guys do. We get rave reviews on that, and it always involves the whole office. So speak to that a little bit, if you would.
Right. I think one of the reasons I love being able to be part of marketing and promo, but in a way that offers food, is that a lot of people don't think about that, for starters, as they do the gifting, they do promo, they don't know that they can put it together and get extra promo power out of it, more brand recognition. You're really sharing your company's culture. But what I love about food is it's so universal. For starters, I think when you look back at all the biggest moments in your daily lives, you have holidays, you have birthdays, you have weddings. One of the things that ties everything together is the power of food. And I think what makes it such a great holiday gift is you can really find something that fits any need. If you're looking for something salty, if you're looking for something sweet, if you're looking for something savory, there's options out there all the way across the board. But there's also options that let you tailor who you're giving it to. Are you looking for one person? Are you looking to, share across an office or share with a family? Food really allows you, when you're looking at food gifting, to really tailor it to your exact needs. And it's something that always makes everybody smile, right? Who doesn't like getting those tasty morsels and being able to share them and really experience that and dive into, that really delicious aspect of gifting?
We talked about the fact that we've got a handful of our customers, or I guess our partners, we call vendors partners, that'll send us, a food gift at holiday time. And it's funny, like, you grow accustomed to it a little bit, and then the year that they decide, maybe they're like, oh, like, maybe people are tired of getting this, or maybe we should send something else. And it's funny, I always there's this weird thing that sometimes happens in the office where you're like, oh, well, about this time of year we get this thing from this company, and everybody kind of looks forward to it. And then like that first year that they don't do it, you're like, wait, what's up? What changed?
Oh, we hear that time and time again. I've been with Maple Ridge now since 2008, so I got a little bit of time under my belt. And what I love hearing is we do a lot of projects where I'll reach out to our customers just like you, Lane, and be like, hey, guess what? So-and-so worked on this project last year. Let's talk about it. And we'll see from time to time, like, oh yeah, we might go a different direction this year. And we understand that because we like diversity too. But then I'll get a call the next year. Well, those people, like the recipients, wanted to know where their toffee was. They wanted to know where their coffee cake
Yeah.
was because they look forward to getting it. It becomes part of that routine, part of those memories.
Yeah. It's I think so. So the upshot of this is that I just would caution people, don't rule out food gifts. They have a strong place in gifting. Really, I mean, it's heavy at holiday time, but I mean, it's just, you can do it any time of the year, but certainly there's a lot of it that happens this time of year.
Right.
And it really, it provides that benefit of involving a lot more people than just maybe the one or two contacts that you might work with on a consistent basis. It's going to pull the whole office in and create some awareness within the office with some contacts that you don't normally work with. Let's talk about, I'm going to do this, I think, actually in different order. The second bullet point I said was about drop shipments, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about quality and presentation. One of the reasons that we love Maple Ridge, alongside other food gift partners that we have, is the quality. We just talked about the fact that the coffee cake is outstanding. I told you that far and away, one of my favorite things that you all have is the toffee. And you said that's hugely popular. Doing a food gift is one thing, but a food gift that's quality, and you guys focus a lot on that.
I think that's the differentiating factor right there is, a lot of times people will think of promo food as promo food. They think of mint tins and stuff like that. And that's great. Those all have their places. We buy them and use them ourselves as well. But when you're looking at an actual gift, right? When you're looking at food gifts, you have to be able to back it up with that quality. And what I love specifically about being able to work with Maple Ridge and what we have is we are an FDA regulated facility. So there's that inherent trust, right? Food requires trust. We want to earn your trust. We believe we do. It's about having that presentation, and it's about making sure that we're representing the company that's gifting it. It's not about us.
Yeah.
And it's about that freshness level. One of the things I love here with our particular line is that we don't pack anything ahead of time. We're packing everything fresh to order. It's not like you're walking into some of those big box stores in, July and August already and seeing holiday gifts on the shelves that were probably made in April, June, July, meant to be consumed in November, December. Everything that you can do through Goodson food wise is going to be packed fresh to order. It's going to be the highest level quality. And we back that up with a guarantee as well.
You also give the ability for people to more or less, I mean, heck, it's mid-October, so this is probably less of a thing for holiday at this point. But I mean, we were talking the other day about, we've got what, 6 weeks until Thanksgiving, and then basically a week or two after that. So it's just mind blowing to me that 2025's got roughly 7-8 weeks to get
Right.
something done. But you guys do offer the ability to like book orders essentially, and then they could be like ship later. And we'll talk
Exactly.
about a little bit of a discount opportunity at the end of this also. So
Yeah, we see that a lot of the year. We start seeing holiday orders starting coming in, July, August, basically because people may want to secure, a special price, or they may want to secure inventory, but then we'll pack, they'll tell us, this is my order now, but we don't want it to ship till December. That's not a problem. We do that day in and day out. And we will get everything else ready to roll, make sure we don't have any questions, but that we are not going to pack those gifts till right before they ship.
yeah, and I'm looking over here on this screen at like because my team said, "Hey, can you see the comments?" So first of all, those that were commenting, thank you. And I see a question about how does branding get integrated. So I'll tell you what, let's pause. I'm going to get to that. Cody, thanks for being here and thanks for the question, and we will answer that. And if my team is listening, if you don't mind, I don't. It's a little confusing for me to see the video going, and it's delayed a little bit. So if you could text me if there are any questions like that, that helps me. I'm just going to go ahead and close LinkedIn. Like I said, this is real and live. We're going to show the website in a minute at the end and show some favorite products, but not yet. So talk to me about, here's the other thing that you guys are excellent at and something that you have done for years is drop shipments. So drop shipments, and obviously in our business, and most people probably know this, but just in case, is where you send us an order for, say, 50 food gifts. We go through the process of curating whatever makes sense for you. Maybe it's the coffee cake, maybe it's one of their towers, and you're like, I want it to go to these 50 people, and you're going to send us a drop shipment list. Maple Ridge is excellent at that, has done it from the very beginning, reasonably priced. They will ship those out on your behalf. And they have cards that can be included, but we also have the ability to send them special cards if you wanted to do a special card. So speak to the drop shipping.
Exactly. That's one of the things, another one of the things I love about our abilities here that we get to share with, Goodson and our partners is Maple Ridge has been around for almost 50 years now. We were started in 1979. All we've ever done is food, and we've done drop shipping from the very beginning. So what does that mean? Like you said, you could send us an order for 50 pieces. We can send it to one address. We could send it to bulk addresses, or we can send it to all of the individual recipients. We've done over 5,000 recipients on a list before. Our team has you covered. We're going to do all that heavy lifting. But what I also love is they know enough to the expertise is there as far as watching the weather, watching where it's going to sit, how much transit time. We don't want you guys to have to worry about any of that. We're going to take all that on. We are the foodie experts and making sure everything gets delivered in a manner that when that person opens it up, when your recipients open it up, it's going to be that big wow factor, right? Everything should be in perfect condition, tasty, fresh, ready to go, and in a way that's really representing your company and your brand.
So you add together, you guys have an excellent selection. The quality's there. It's getting put together, made very close to shipment. And then, so really, if you guys are handling drop shipments, what you have is a high quality food gift that is prepared very close to shipment. So, I mean, the time frame between when it gets ordered, shipped, and arriving or has arrived is very short. So, you're making sure that you're ensuring the quality, and it just makes it super easy on our customers to really send something very nice. And again, we do it alongside a lot of other things, and we get a lot of feedback that people love it. And the other thing I would throw out there, you also do like kind of ongoing programs. So I think about just a little bit of a twist on this for we send the coffee cakes to new customers. And what we do with you on that is we kind of like pre-book that. We send you a PO for a quantity of those and more or less kind of prepay for those. And then you guys sit on those, not literally, but we more or less have like a digital coupon for those things. And we're able to send you lists periodically to pull from that, and you drop ship them for us.
Exactly. So like in situations like that, we get everything else ready. In your case with the coffee cakes, we may get all the ribbon imprinted ready to go. So when we get that notification from Goodson, I need 3 pieces to go out and here's when they need to go, we're going to pack it fresh at that time. and get it out the door. So while we do have minimums on the line, programs like that make it very easy to do sporadic gifting when the occasions call for it.
Yep. And so I saw a question come through, and again, the live video is a little delayed. So what's going to happen is we comment on some of this, but there's been some questions about how they decorate things, and also the shelf life if you pre-book, like we just talked about. Now the shelf life question is addressed because you're not preparing those things and literally putting them on the shelf. You're still preparing them close to shipment.
Exactly.
And then I'll tell you what, I think this is a good time. We've got about, I don't know, 15 minutes left in our time. And I think if you want, let's try. I mean, we've had some technical issues today, so let's just see how this goes. But maybe try to share your screen or whatever way you'd like to start going through some of your favorite products, because I think people are ready to see. They're ready to see some food gifts, I think.
Well, we're ready to show them. So I know we had originally talked before I go to the site about like what's the top 10 most popular. I'm going to talk a little bit more about categories versus individual gifts, because that's where we really tend to see the play. And on top of that, each one of our categories has multiple tiers as far as pricing or sizes. So it's easier to kind of look at categories first, and then you can hone down products going that way. So let me go like this, and we want to go here. Can you see our nice, tasty website?
Yep, I see it. Yep.
So first and foremost, I think our biggest ongoing category is always charcuterie. And it was even before the pandemic. The pandemic kicked it up about 50 notches, and it's kind of stayed there. Anything charcuterie is a great option because you can really tailor based on size, based on flavor preference.
Hey, Molly, real quick, one thing I would ask, would you scroll back up to the top very, very quickly? I always like this because I think people need to understand how the website is constructed. You guys have a website that you got category. Talk just very briefly about how it's organized so they know how to use it.
I love our website. It's come leaps and bounds since I started. So we have some basic categories that'll let you choose just by category, and that clicks into all here. So you'll see things like our sweeter cards, which we'll talk about in a second. Towers, we have the cheese and charcuterie, cookies and cakes, anything bakery. We have gift boxes, baskets.
Hams and turkeys. I forgot about that.
We have the hams and turkeys with the beautiful cutting boards. We have different popcorn gifts. I mean, you name it, we probably have something in the line for it. We have different snacks.
And you cross a lot of price points. That's important for people to know too.
Yeah, we have everything from $2 to $400 or $300 and up, and everything in between. You can search the website by kosher gifts. You can search the website by made in the USA. You name it, we probably have a category for it. And what I really love is once you get in there, like let's just say we're actually going to go to our towers really quick for a second. What I love here is you can then narrow it down by color. You can narrow it down by price point, by servings, by made in the USA, by kosher. We really try to make our website as friendly for, the shoppers as possible when you're looking for things.
And as they're seeing on here, so back to the question about how do you logo, it depends on the item. These have a ribbon that would essentially have a step and repeat of whatever imprint you want. Most of the time it's a logo, could be anything. Could be a logo and a saying, whatever.
This is one of the most popular towers right now, is our Silver Delights tower. So it's a 6-tier tower. You're going to have your choice of ribbon colors. They're all going to be foil stamped in silver to match the gift boxes. So here's like what the red would look like. And it's going to be packed with all different kinds of delectable treats and gifts.
And in each description, as you see here, yep, and I think that's probably where you're headed. It tells them exactly what's in there.
Yep. So like here, you'll get a general description, but then below it's going to give you a full listing of the contents. We try to be as transparent as possible. Obviously, we want everyone to know what they're getting. It's going to talk about what the size is. It's going to talk about how it's imprinted, what the imprint area is, all that good stuff that's in here. It'll talk about our production time. You can, all kinds of great things. And be sure to let, Landon and the Goodson team know if you got questions, because we can get all of those answered fairly quickly.
If you scroll back down for me one time, Molly, so down all the way to where you have like the template links and stuff.
Yep.
So 99% of the time we're doing the artwork on behalf of our customers. Like they're just giving us a logo. But, anybody out there who has the design chops, the wherewithal, the desire, I think that's where they would, or is there a place for a template?
Color gifts, yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Gifts like this, you're not really going to see it.
Yeah, it's true, because it's just kind of a logo. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a step and repeat, one color foil stamp. But let me show you what I mean there. So Sweeter Cards is definitely in our top selling category. They're a company that we acquired last year. It's the first time we've ever acquired another company, but it was such a perfect fit. And what it basically is a full color greeting card, designable from the front and the inside, completely custom, but with a delectable chocolate piece in it or the gummy bears in it. So it's got a high-end food gift component that goes directly inside this amazing greeting card, right?
And we had encountered sweeter cards before you all acquired them, and I loved their product. Their chocolate's amazing, also.
It
So,
is.
but I always felt like we underutilized this, and I know some people, some of the members of my sales team feel the same way. Um, these things are really cool, and we did do a couple of them, but I think this thing has a lot of legs, and we've underutilized it within Goodson. So I hope if people are watching this, you pay very particular attention to this, and you can do. There's stock artwork that you all have for easy customization, but you can straight up design it inside and
Exactly.
out, full color, and go crazy, right?
So yeah, when we brought the line in, it was just the sea salt caramel bar that you're familiar with. And it is absolutely tremendous, amazing. We kept it. We're not changing that chocolate bar.
I
Is a
can't have them in the office. If I do, yeah, it's
It
yeah.
is a dark chocolate salted sea salt caramel bar. And it's when I say dark chocolate, I'll be honest, as a foodie here at Maple Ridge, I'm very much a milk chocolate purist, but this is just dark enough that we have to call it dark chocolate. And it is a perfect play on the caramel that's in it. And I'll go back. This is the original. Um, and these cards, again, what you're seeing here are just concept art, right? It can look like whatever you want it to look like. And like Landon said, we have a template where if you have the design prowess, you can go in, create it exactly how you want it to look. But we don't want anybody scared off by that either, because not everybody has those capabilities. We have a design library, and this gets updated throughout the year with current um, maybe holidays and different ideas that could be particular to a certain point of the year. But what it is there's a lot of great starting ideas. So whether you're looking at appreciation gifts and gratitude, you'll see some in here for trade shows and conferences, how they get used there.
Yeah.
Thank yous. It's a big, big thank you
And you
piece
get the cool
across the
thing
board.
about this item too is you get a lot of real estate. I mean, there's a ton of area to
Exactly.
communicate a lot of things. Yeah, which is that's the great thing about it too is like a lot of times the giveaways you're limited to different areas, but you've got this whole canvas to work with.
Right? There's so much, and I love the fact that you use the word real estate because I use that all the time. There's just so much you can do when you basically have a blank canvas card front and inside, and on some items you can even add to the back.
What's the shelf life on these things?
So the chocolate bars themselves, the sea salt chocolate bars, have about a 9-month shelf life upon delivery when stored in a cool, dry location. The cookies are about 1 month, and we have a variety of different cookie options. And the other chocolates, like the chocolate pretzels, the peppermint bark, you're looking at least 60 to 90 days minimum upon delivery.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah,
But I'm going to go back here for a second because as we talked about, Landon was really familiar with this particular bar, right? The caramel bar. But we loved the marriage of Maple Ridge and this line so much that as soon as we started bringing it in, we expanded it right out the gate, right? So while it started with the sea salt caramel bar and a sugar cookie for that warm weather drop ship opportunities, we've already added the peppermint bark. What screams holiday more than that peppermint bark? We have a cookie duo that is one sugar cookie and one oatmeal raisin. Then we added the gummy bears. While we are always known for our chocolates and our cheeses, the gummy bears have been a smash hit. They are like flying out the door. They're the Albanese gummy bears, so they're super soft, chewy, super flavorful, and a great option all year round for shipping. We added the sour gummy bears because you guys know sour stuff is trending. Sour and spicy, right? They're the
especially
hot
with
of the
young
trend.
people. Yeah,
We actually even have a card now that has half and half. So instead of getting a full 4 ounces of one, you're going to get 2 ounces of each, sour and
gotcha.
sweet. So you can really have it your way, right? We also have M&Ms. They're on the website as candy coated chocolate bits, but they are the true M&Ms. And then our chocolate covered pretzels. So there's a lot of ways that you can
Yeah,
really get, sweet or salty in with these cards. And there's like we talked about so much room to get really creative. I love bringing this example up just because of the QR code inside. The
yeah,
QR codes, when you have a full color imprint like this, it really allows you to get specific with your messaging and what you're trying to share with your recipients. Um,
yeah. That's
so we see
awesome.
a lot of those, and whether they go to Spotify holiday lists, we've seen that one recently. They're like the company created their
Interesting.
own
Yeah,
holiday playlist and wanted to
that's
share it.
creative. Yeah. So
So
I love that. And I think that's something that we've got to continue to do a better job when we do things like this is give people use cases, because I do think that many times folks join things like this and they're like, awesome, okay, there's tons of products, and they're even cool products, but something that I think it's my dad has said this for a long time. He's like, this industry is full of solutions searching for problems. So it's like all these solutions, but they're searching for what problem does this solve for me? And I think given use cases like that is great. So I'm looking forward to looking at some other of your featured favorite items, as well as talking about some other use cases for them.
yeah, for sure. I'm going to go back to charcuterie for a moment just because that is probably one of the biggest categories. When Maple Ridge was started back in 1979, our very first gift was a wood box that had a 1 pound brick of cheese in it. Cheese is still one of our number one sellers. We are a Wisconsin company, so you can rest assured that quality there is going to be top notch. All of our food is US made for starters. Most of it is made relatively close to us and to our specifications. We want everything not only to be as fresh as it can be, um, but we really want to make sure that we have short turnarounds to us as well, right? We
Yeah.
don't keep a lot of food in our on staff. We don't have a big warehouse that is stocked to the rafters because we want the freshest stuff going out. So, um, what I love about the charcuterie options, though, is you really have so much play in price point and in size. So you can find something to meet any need because we have the small bar boards, kind of like you see at the top here, these top three. Um, they're a great little small cutting board, but I'm going to bring this one up so that people can see what we talk about branding wise. So we actually fire brand our wood products. They're not laser engraved. We actually create a metal plate that gets heated. I forget how hot it actually goes. It's
Interesting.
extremely
Okay.
hot and gets branded. So you get that really natural finish to it.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's a really good little takeaway. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a more authentic look
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah. Little bit more craftsman, artisan. Yeah.
Right. So all of our boards are fire branded. Any of our wood products are going to be fire branded. But you'll notice here too, you see two different options. So we have our natural cheddars and then we have our shelf stable cheeses. Which means if you're shipping 50 pieces to an office, they may not have room to refrigerate 50 upon delivery, right? But we could easily do the shelf stable and it's just as great. I'm going to give you a quick case history on that in a second, but it allows them to not have to be refrigerated until that recipient opens that individual brick of cheese, right? So we really try to have solutions for everything. But there's a project I work on every year, and I always try to convince him to do the shelf stable cheese because it just makes his shipping and logistics a little bit easier for his project. And he never wanted to do it because he was worried about the term shelf stable. Let me reassure you that does not mean you're losing anything in quality. I ran into him at a show and he's like, "Where did this pepper jack cheese come from? Why have you never told me about this pepper jack cheese? It's amazing." I'm like, "That's the same cheese you didn't want to use because it's shelf stable." You do not lose anything for quality, texture, flavor. They are still very high end cheeses. It's just the way it's made that allows it to have that little bit of stability that you don't have to worry about ice and insulation or refrigerating upon delivery.
Yeah, no, that's good to know. I also like the fact that it gives some other cheese options. So I love the fact that we talked about that you guys do the kind of the savory stuff, the sausages, the cheeses, because I do think there's a tendency with food gifts just to immediately think it's all candy and chocolate and
Right.
things like that. But obviously,
But
you
we
guys,
have a lot that mix the two together too, right? So those were just like some of the smaller bar boards, but we have, these beautiful bamboo inlay boards. All of our boards are bamboo, and that's by design because it's more eco-friendly, it's more sustainable, they're very durable. They take the imprints beautifully and they last for years. There's so many boards. We get a new board in the line. The employees usually get gifted one. So the number of boards I have at my house are crazy, but they all over the years have really maintained that high level of quality. But recently we added, for those who may not want the board, all these beautiful gift boxes too that we can do that have the cheese and sausage options.
and that wrap there, it looks like you got again stock art that a logo can be added to, but that could be designed full color as well, right?
Exactly. So we have both. So like this particular one is going to show our stock options. So we have 5 different holiday wraps that go around it, foil stamped in one color. But like Landon said, we also have, and it's in here somewhere. We have the option to do a full color sleeve on those as well. So where again, that sleeve edge to edge all the way around, customized to look like whatever you want it to look like.
And in this case, always comes with the silver box
Yep.
essentially, and then
This
the
case
custom
is
wrap.
always going to be the silver box, but you can get super creative on how you're looking at that artwork. We have them again in both versions, the cheddars and the shelf stable.
Yeah.
So I
Sh-
love that we've added that this year.
Show them the coffee cake.
Here's one of
This
my
is like,
favorites.
yeah, this thing's awesome.
So I was telling Landon before we started how this actually came to be part of the Maple Ridge line. A few years back, as you can see on the screen, this was an Oprah O-list item from a while back. We had someone just like you who got this as a gift and reached out to their Landon and said, we want Maple Ridge to add these to our holiday projects. What do you think? Well, we were able to find the source of the gifts. We love them. Our entire team fell in love with these things. And they are now in our top 10 list every year. We have the ability to do multiple imprint colors on the ribbon. That cake is a good size cake. It will feed 10 to 14 people easily. I have family at every Easter that would probably turn me away if I didn't bring that cake with me in the door when we go. We have it in the cinnamon walnut, which is the most popular, but we also have it in the line
Blueberry.
with a blueberry. So we have that option as well. And we also have them in little mini bundt cakes now as well.
There's two things left. You told me about the $15 free freight, or the like kind of the freight made easy, and also the 10% early order discount.
For sure. And although they're not combinable, they're both great options. We're offering a $15 shipping option this year, which means anything in our line that's not already on sale would qualify for a $15 ship cost. So that's the freight version, whether it's going to one location or 50 locations. You could order 100 gifts, send them to one location. It's going to be $15 for freight. You could order 100 gifts, send them to 100 locations, and each delivery is $15 for freight. And everyone knows these days, unless you're looking at Amazon Prime with that free shipping all the way, freight costs are impacting everybody. This is a way Maple Ridge can help and combat that a little bit with a really great option. And again, anything in the line that's not already on sale. And then if that isn't the way you want to go, we are also offering a 10% discount. Again, anything that's not already on sale. That one applies to items $15 or more on the website, not on sale, where you could, get a 10% discount by placing those orders with Landon by the end of the month. And then we need to ship them by the first week in December. And he'll have more details on that. But that's a really great way to help expand your budget a little bit too.
So again, to reiterate, you can place orders by the end of the month, get 10% off, but they don't have to ship until you could ship them later in November or something like that. Molly, thanks for your time. We appreciate all the help that you give us. We love Maple Ridge.